So Chungus is now officially on TikTok, so if you guys want to go follow him at Chungus_the_flowerhorn, and yeah, he's on there. It's his account, not my account, so go give him a follow. So as you guys can tell by the title, we are moving my frontosas over into my 55-gallon African cichlid tank. I've been talking about doing this for a couple of weeks now. Actually, when I first got my two frontosas months ago when they were itty-bitty, my plan was to eventually grow them out of that little 10-gallon and then eventually move them into the 55-gallon. And that is exactly what we're going to do today. Now, about a month or so ago, they were doing just fine and all that, and then all of a sudden, one of the frontosas went missing, okay? And I have no clue what happened to him. I'm assuming that he jumped out, but I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. He just literally came up missing, but the other one has been in the tank all by itself now for about a month now, and then recently this past week, just a few days ago, I went ahead and got another frontosa right around his size, and they've been getting along just fine together. He's still a little bit skittish and all that, but today we're going to move both of them out of that 10-gallon and over into the 55-gallon tank, and we're just going to see how well things go. And here is the 55-gallon African cichlid tank. Now, it's still just a little bit hazy because I did a water change on it this morning. Actually, a pretty big water change. But the fish are looking great. Oh, and by the way, I finally got a new lens for the camera, so now we can zoom very smoothly. So that's good. But yeah, you can see one of the two electric blue jack dempseys down there. There's the other one right over there. And we moved both of these guys in this tank a couple of months ago. And look how well they have done in here with the peacocks, which a lot of people say would not work, and it has worked just fine. But yeah, the peacocks are doing great. There's a Leperinus right there, Synodontis catfish. There's another peacock. I don't know why he's hiding up there, but they are all looking and doing really, really well in this tank. And by adding the two frontosas in here, I think I'm just going to leave this tank alone for at least a few weeks, see how well everybody's getting along. And I mean, there's not really many other fish I want to add in here. Now, the sunshine peacock, it's still a little bit on the small side. He kind of hangs out back here. Let's see, I'm waiting for him to pop out. There he is right there. I'm still kind of waiting on him to, you know, start to come out more. He's eating just fine, doing all right. He just kind of hangs out over there to himself, and I think that's mainly because he's a lot smaller than the rest of the peacocks are. It's not that they're aggressive towards him, but he just kind of seems to mind his own business over there. But yeah, he's doing all right, but eventually he will be about the size of that guy and the other OB and the blue one up there. So yeah, with all that being said, let's move the frontosas over in this tank. And once we take the two frontosas out of this tank, I'm thinking about taking the two crebensis. There's the female right there coming out, and the male is hanging out right back in there. I don't know what they're doing right now, but I'm thinking about taking those two guys out of this tank and moving them into here, and letting them do the thing, letting them spawn in this tank, and we can have a whole bunch of crebensis babies. I think that's probably the better route if I'm wanting to breed them. I've bred crebensis in the past before, and they tend to get really territorial just like any other fish does. And actually, here's a new cichlid that I added into this tank. Now, this guy, he was a customer trade-in at the store that I work at. This is called a Dickfeldy, and it may be a cichlid that a lot of you guys have never heard of or even seen before. Basically, it's just a Tanganykan cichlid, just like the Lelupe. And when I first put this guy in here last week, the Lelupe did not like him at all. But now they're getting along just fine. This is about as big as he gets. He's a male, and he looks really, really nice, and he's getting along just fine. He's a very, very mellow and laid-back cichlid, and usually they are, but this is as big as he gets, and I just figured I could give him a pretty darn good home in this tank. So yeah, him and the Lelupe right there are getting along just fine now. But anyways, okay, so I don't have any fish bags, but this Ziploc bag should do the trick. Get us some water in our bag, and let's catch them. This is going to be difficult because they are fast. Alright, we're going to grab the new guy first. Plop him in the bag. Alright, and we got him. So there they are right there, looking good, looking good. This guy right here has been in that 10-gallon, guys, for probably close to a year now. If you guys remember when I first got him, this guy was like a ½ inch to an inch. He was really, really tiny, and we've just been growing him up in that tank ever since. But now, today is the day that he finally moves out of there and into a bigger tank now. And if you guys remember, when I moved the two electric blue jack, they're all going to freak out now. Look at them all run to one corner. But if you guys remember, a couple of months ago, when I moved the two electric blue jack dempseys out of the 30-gallon hexagon tank, they had kind of plateaued in their growth. Same thing has kind of happened with that frontosa right there. I haven't really noticed much growth out of him now that he's reached that kind of 3.5, 4-inch size. And I'm hoping that he's going to do the same thing, and the other Frontosa are going to do the same exact thing that the two Jack Dempseys did when I moved them into this tank. Guys, I noticed a lot of growth out of those two guys once they got moved into this tank. Like, it was within the next few weeks, they were already growing a lot more. And I'm hoping the same thing happens to the Frontosas once they get released into this tank. Look at them trying to get out of the bag. And they should fit in just fine. There's the peacocks checking them out. They're about the same size as everybody in here, and I honestly do not expect, I don't expect aggression out of them. Maybe a little territorialness, you know, just because they're a new fish out of the peacocks or maybe the Jack Dempseys, but other than that, they should get along just fine. You know, a lot of people said that me moving these Jack Dempseys in here would not work out with the peacocks, and as you can see, it has worked out just fine, and hopefully the same thing will happen with the two Frontosas, but I don't know. We shall see. So we'll give them a few minutes to acclimate and come back and put them on in. And over here in this 10-gallon, I actually added some 2 microsaur plants. It looks like it's more than 2 because I actually just kind of broke them apart into little bitty sections. And it definitely added a lot more plant life in here by just having, you know, from just having the hair grass in here. I'm still waiting on this stuff to take off. I don't even know if it is going to, but this microsaur definitely looks really, really nice in here. There's the leopard Danios up there looking and doing great, and our pea puffer, there he is, he was about to come out right there. I'm going to get probably 2 more pea puffers to go in this tank, and that's probably it. I'm probably going to move the 2 algae eaters out of here because there's just not much for them to do in here, and I've got another tank that needs some algae eaters in it. And yeah, look at that, Danio's getting kind of aggressive right there. But anyways, yeah, the puffer, he's doing great, so we need to get him some friends, though, no doubt about that. So I'm probably going to get, I'd say 2 more pea puffers in here, and that'll pretty well complete this tank, and we'll see how well the plants do. I'm just dosing it with a little bit of Flourish from Seachem once a week, and hopefully that'll kind of ignite this plant growth in here, but I don't know, we'll see what happens. And I might just be getting a baby red-tailed catfish next week. I'm not sure just yet, but I'm thinking about getting a little baby one, raising them up over there in the bow front tank with the Jack Dempsey, and then by the time spring comes around, he'll be ready to go outside in the exotic pond. So I don't know, maybe I'll be getting one. I don't know, we'll see. I figured I'd show you guys him real quick. Here he is right here, the Jack Dempsey, looking and doing great as always. There's the flagtail hanging out over there, and then we have one more little guy in here, the albino Bijou. Let's see if I can find him. Oh, there he is back there, right back there by the bubble one. So yeah, this may be the tank that I might be getting a little baby, probably 3.5, 4-inch red-tailed cat for maybe sometime next week, and we'll just kind of get him a little size on him in here, get him to probably about 7, 8 inches or so, and then move him outside in the big 300-gallon exotic pond right around when springtime rolls around, because obviously at 4 inches probably wouldn't be a good idea to add him in there with a bass, so this would be a good tank for him to get a little size on him. But with all that being said, let's go and get these 2 bad boys out of the bag and into their new tank. Alrighty, first Frontosa going in, and there he is. That's the one I've had for a while. I just want to see if we're going to get any kind of reaction out of the peacocks. I mean, they're all right around the same size, so that is good. The Frontosas, they're a very laid-back cichlid anyway, so definitely not worried about them. But it'll be interesting to see if these peacocks do anything. There's the OB checking them out right there. But yeah, no aggression. I don't see why they would be aggressive towards them. Man, they look good in here. Look at that. You can really, really see the blue on them a lot better in this tank than you could over there in that 10-gallon. There's one of the Jack Dempseys hanging out right over there. And, you know, it'll take them a couple of days to get, you know, adjusted to each other. But once they do and, you know, they start eating together and all that, they should do just fine in here. There's the dang Leprinus. That guy is really starting to get big in here. He might just get to be the biggest fish in here at some point. That Leprinus right there, we've had him for several months now, and we got him when he was probably, I won't say half that size, but definitely when he was a lot smaller. And those guys get to be about a foot long, so he's definitely got a lot more growing to do. Right now they seem to be doing just fine here, just kind of making their way around the tank. The peacocks are definitely very curious of them. Look at them though. They are flaring up though. Check that out. With their fins all flared up like that. But I think they're going to do just fine in here. There's the Leprinus coming out to them. Just kind of checking them out. These guys can get a little territorial sometimes. I have seen that before especially when they get some size on them. Oh, look at him. He is kind of pushing him around a little bit, but hopefully all that should work out in the next few days. But with all that being said, I'm probably going to let these guys settle on into the tank for the next few days or so, and I will give you guys an update on them sometime in the next video. So with that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys did, please be sure to give it a like down below. Also hit that subscribe button if you guys are new to the channel. And yeah, maybe we'll be getting a bait in the next video. We might be getting a red-tailed catfish in the next video. I don't know. Hopefully it'll be something pretty cool though. But I hope you guys did enjoy the video as always though. And with all that being said, I'll catch you guys in next Sunday's video. Peace.